Jack. Hello. Testing. Uh, struggle with technology tonight, boys and girls. I feel like when I become a teacher in high school, I'm gonna sound like Hassan. Be like, good morning, boys and girls and NBs. Include my non-binary students. You know, I mean, I would if that's that's how someone felt, but it would be kind of funny even if I knew there weren't any. You know, just to keep my students woke like that. um, be a lot of fun. Okay, I mean, we have a stream firing on all pistons. Hey Zor still here? Our stream is at 100%. No, it didn't F. Don't lie to me. I know it F before, but you're not. Don't just type F in the chat if it's not currently Fing. I realize from before. Thank you. I realize that. My computer died twice. Just shut down. No rhyme or reason. It's running really hot. I feel like that's probably going to be a problem. This thing, which I find really hilarious because it plugs in to your computer to cool it off. But so you get how that sounds silly, right? Like using its energy, cool it off. But hey, I think if someone designed this with that purpose, it probably works. Not gonna try and use my wit and reasoning to pretend like I know better. But oh, that does. Hopefully, that solves that problem. We will find out. Anyway, let's see where this goes. Need an official charger. Shut up, bro. Bro, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. If that's true, I hate you. Though it's not true. Because I love you. It's not right. Okay. So let's get stoked. Okay, the um one upside of this is that while everything effed and I was restarting everything, someone asked in the comments, where can I watch this? They said the new season's coming, but for the current season, you can watch it on YouTube. So we don't have to watch on the like dumb screen, but we're still gonna watch this one on the anyway. Hey, make it full screen, you bitch. But why are some of them full screen and other ones can't? Oh boy. All right, maybe I can find the hard reason. They're YouTube. Just telling you because I had an unofficial charger and my Mac hated it. Whatever. Okay, here it is. Sweet.
The world is, facing some problems. But what if we could start over and rethink everything from the ground up? I bet we could do better. These are the stories of the people who will change how we commute, what we eat, where we live, how we make money, how we survive, and how we escape. The coolest technology, the biggest ideas, the craziest innovators.
I'm just gonna say they said how we make money, and that is such you know, money has just become such a part of our paradigm now for survival, that there's literally no other option to say like how we survive, how we go day to day, how we get our food and eat. Just like how do we make money? So I still like, I was thinking about this even today, how important a universal basic income is. Just gonna say that. I'm gonna say a lot. I think that I'm gonna make this this broadcast all about universal basic income again. Get ready for that, Zor. I know you're ready. I know you're a big fan. Yeah, Andrew Yang's back on his shit too. I just saw 2 posts from him today. So, you know, we're gonna get busy with the universal basic income grind. Okay. At least I like to call it a basic income now. Universal, unnecessary. Obviously, it's universal. Okay. Redundant. It's just a basic income. And you know what? You and me, we're gonna be the first ones to start it. Okay? Because everyone wants to limit it by location. And I think that's the worst idea. I think that we should limit it by amount, but expand it to every location on the planet. So even if it's just 1 penny a year, that's the basic income, okay? Like, sorry about it. That's all that we could muster, but it's your income. Take it or leave it. And most people are going to leave it because why would I want a penny? But, you know, I've already tested that on my channel a few times. But, you know, you have to put your stake in the ground as that company. And I feel like my prediction, everyone's doing predictions. My prediction for the upcoming years, I don't know if it's going to be a 2022 thing, but definitely see company like Amazon, like Tesla, one of these outrageously rich companies starting the first universal basic income. And I think it's going to be Amazon because they're going to start a universal basic income. They're going to give you free money to shop exclusively on Amazon.com. And you're going to get an income there. It's basically going to be a coupon for anything you want on Amazon, right? If you get $1 a week or whatever they want to, like, they can afford, then you're going to be able to, you know, reduce your cost on Amazon. And then stop sending opium, okay? We're gonna get free money. I swear to God, okay? It's because it's gonna be a good business model. That's just the thing that people are missing. You give away free shit to get customers, okay? Obviously, Amazon has a lot of customers already, but you're right. Income good, yang gross. Oh yeah, you're right. You can't just text like emojis and say I'm right. Those don't have You didn't put together a thought to say you're correct in the first place. Shut up. Anyways, I'm right. Thanks for feeding me that line. Appreciate you. That's just my prediction, okay? People give away free samples when they're building a company. Amazon doesn't need to build their company, but capitalist profit motive, they got to build every year. That's what I'm saying, is that there's going to, the next part of the market is that the hella rich are not, they can't even figure out what to do with their billions of dollars. And it's going to get to the pretty patty situation in SpongeBob, where it's like, what do we do with all these what do we do with all this money? At first we started burning it and burying it, and in the end we just decided to give it all away. That's literally the point in capitalism that we're reaching. Or go to the moon. I'm just saying they're going to get pushback, okay? They're not as just friendly as SpongeBob, to, you know, just give it all away from the niceness of their hearts. Like, it's a good business model to give pennies back to your customers so that they can continue to buy and use their hard-earned money on your products. If they're not going to if they keep choosing to shop at your market because they have coupons there, or literally money already to shop there, that's a good business model. Anyway, enough of that, because I want to start the company, the basic income. I want to make a website where you can just order, you know, eco-friendly products and ethically made products. And that will be the growing marketplace that people go to, because you have you have a basic income on that website. Okay, so this is my business idea, and Amazon is in a good position to take my idea and run with it and be that marketplace, but not as ethical. You know, it's not going to be as ethical. So we're still going to run into a problem, and then I'll have to come up with a new idea to help save the world. Okay, and I don't know how many of those I have left in my life, so I really need this. All right.
We can only save our species if it makes economic sense.
This is Hard Reset, a series about rebuilding our world from scratch.
Wait. Sweet. All right, what were the ones I promised? We went over the space station. Yeah. Now I have to look at that other thing on the Instagram really quick. You have to look at, absolutely have to look at the 100% accurate tornado detector. I mean, that's what everyone's waiting on. I have to watch it.
Like this.
You're gonna. Holy crap.
You might think that tornado tracking looks a little something like this.
You're gonna get the view of your life.
And actually, it sort of does.
Currently, the state of the art in tornado detection is eyesight. And the weather services train up what they call spotters, who, if they see a funnel hits the ground, they get on their phone and call it in.
Twisters are incredibly dangerous forces of nature, and they can barrel into towns with little to no warning. And unreliable predictions can often cause alarms to be ignored. But at the National Center of Acoustics, a team of audio specialists are searching for a faster, more reliable, and safer way to warn people in tornado-heavy areas. And the solution isn't what you'd expect.
This is the type of sensor that was designed primarily for the nuclear weapon test ban treaty.
This is Just Might Work, a show about surprising solutions to our biggest problems. Every year in the United States, tornadoes cause about $400 million in damage and kill around 70 people. Despite their destructive force, the people in their path typically receive only about a 10-minute warning. This is all in part because tornado prediction is really unreliable. Currently, meteorologists are only able to use radar to identify the kinds of conditions that tornadoes might exist in.
They can pick out hot spots that might be tornadoes, but that's not what they depend on for actual detection.
7 out of 10 tornado warnings are false alarms. This means that people who live in Tornado Alley are used to hearing, and even ignoring, a lot of sirens. To make things even more unpredictable, experts speculate that changes in the climate are actually shifting the boundaries of Tornado Alley into new areas of the country.
Oh, fun.
All these forces at play are making the need for a better tornado warning system more and more urgent.
All right, how's my hair? Is it still gray?
Roger Waxler is not a meteorologist.
We don't have meteorologists in this group. We're at best amateurs when it comes to meteorology. Then if you look at these oscillations... My background is in quantum field theory, and our specialty in our group is really just detection and phenomenology of infrasound propagation in the atmosphere. I tend to over-explain, so stop me if I'm doing such.
In simpler terms, Waxler and his team study acoustics, and they can listen to all sorts of things the human ear can't.
That's right, that's better. Elephants communicate in an infrasonic band, actually. Volcanoes produce infrasound when they're active. The aurora borealis produces an infrasound signal.
I didn't know that. It's one of the places I want to go. Visit the aurora borealis. Wow, that's a beautiful place to do so. Wonder what city that is. Cool.
Meteors that explode in the atmosphere, lightning.
But Waxler's
Or should I go see the aurora or go to Hawaii for my 30th birthday?
team wasn't pulled together to listen to any of those things. They came together to listen for nuclear bombs. In the 1990s, more than 30 countries signed on to the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, meant to put a halt to any sort of testing on nuclear bombs. And they commissioned these sensor arrays to listen for the infrasonic signatures of nukes.
The explosion that the Israelis set off was detected infrasonically as far away as Mongolia, which is about 6,000 kilometers away. This was validation of this sensor technology. This is one of the sensors that we make in-house. We have it underneath this dome to protect from
Thanks for
wind
the
noise.
validation.
And this is the type of
wanted to
sensor
go.
that was designed primarily for the nuclear weapon test ban treaty. But then we found we can use it well for many other things. So it was pointed out back in the 60s that tornadoes emit infrasound. We were skeptical, but we had the funding, and so we dutifully went out and set out arrays of microphones in Oklahoma and captured signals from tornadoes that were spot on. We realized the way to go was to put out arrays and leave them in the region for the entire season.
Ever since Waxler and his team have been tracking tornadoes through acoustics, they've never had a false alarm or had a single twister slip under their radar.
The very smallest tornadoes we've detected from 80 kilometers. I don't think the size matters.
As long as the winds, which is what all this is about, are blowing in the right direction, we can hear the tornado from 50 to 100 kilometers away in almost every case.
I fucking love how smart humans can get scientific teams. Crazy.
This means that if we could place these sensors across areas where tornadoes are prevalent, we could know with certainty when and where tornadoes form and issue advanced warnings, all through a remote, always-on system. For Roger and his team, the next step is to investigate whether they can use sound to know if a tornado is forming before it even touches down.
It's a question in our minds whether we pick it up before it hits the ground or not. If there was a signal produced when the vortex forms, which we could pick up, that would be ideal.
Pretty much wraps it up.
With so many false warnings, lack of trust in those warnings, and crude measurement of where tornadoes are located at any given moment, the stakes for finding a better tornado warning system are high. And while it's uncertain how exactly changes in the climate will affect tornado season, early research indicates the tornadoes of the future might be less frequent, but more powerful, and that they can show up in new places.
Tornadoes terrify this part of the world, and people die. What happened with us was we were pursuing this technology more or less by accident. We have the expertise in infrasound detection. We found it worked and realized that we could potentially save lives.
Yeah, go off, scientists. Very cool. That's just, it still trips me out to this day that, like, twisters happen. Honestly. Freaky shit. Restaurant hacking capitalism. All right. Give me the lowdown.
Think of getting rich like running a race. You might think that to win this race, you just need to run faster, i.e., work harder. But in this race, some people start out much farther ahead than others. And since they're in the lead, they've got better access to the capital or money that they need to get further ahead. So if you're starting out too far behind, no matter how fast you run, that access to capital is probably closed to you. But what if I told you that a healthy fast food chain and a single mom of 3 from Compton were teaming up to change how people all over the world get access to capital?
Looks like beautiful
Well,
food.
I am telling you that, because it's happening right now at the corner of Santa Monica and Highland, right next to Danny Trejo's donut shop.
Can you think through a system that can work on a capitalistic level and a social level at the same time? And I think we figured it out.
Oh shit.
This is Hard Reset, a series about rebuilding our world from scratch.
Yeah, that sounds like in the middle of LA. That's crazy.
Every table sells healthy food at prices that are actually affordable, $5 to $8 a meal. And they figured out how to make that work for them financially.
What?
Like, each store doesn't have a separate kitchen. Every table has one kitchen where they make the meals, then transport those to their locations across LA.
Oh, smart.
But every table is a business where there is no trade-off between what's good for our business and what's good for our mission. It's all intertwined.
Wow, that's so smart. It's like a giant kitchen. They really invested in a giant kitchen to ship out the good food from, that they could sell it at a cheap price. Very cool. Go big or go home. I mean, that's how you gotta do it.
And synchronistic.
This is Sam. He's not actually a van driver, but he can drive a van. He's the CEO of Every Table. Before this, he was a hedge fund guy, someone that helped rich people get more rich, which is also cool. But when he founded Every Table, he didn't want it to be focused on making money for people who already had plenty.
Basically, as we were building Every Table, like many restaurant concepts, we started to look at franchising as a great way to expand.
Enter franchising. It's how restaurants like McDonald's and Subway are able to spread everywhere. And if Every Table is gonna go from 10 locations to 35,000, they need to franchise. But the problem with franchising is you need to find a bunch of rich people with capital who are going to buy the real estate and license your brand. Also, helping rich people get richer is kind of the opposite of Every Table's mission.
Franchising, like so many industries in America, is for the people who come from privilege, who've had the potential to accumulate wealth. And we looked at the reality of the situation, which is that talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not.
So Every Table is trying to find franchise owners that might not have their own capital, but are willing to work their asses off. Someone like Dorcia.
After my second divorce, my kids and I became homeless. But I always knew that I had to work really hard to try to get a better life for my kids. So that involved me working 2 or 3 jobs at a time while trying to go to school at night or on the weekends.
Wow, this mission is so sweet to be like, hey, you don't have capital to get a franchise, but you can own this franchise. You're gonna work hard. It's like my homeowner idea from the other night, Zor. Like, if you want to be a good homeowner, you can live in this place rent-free. Super sick.
And during that time, Dorcia started volunteering for a nonprofit that Sam ran. then working as an employee, then manager of an Everytable location. Then eventually, Sam told Dorcia,
I want you to own your own Everytable. And I said, how?
how? Well, Everytable arranges low-interest loans for their franchise owners, in this case, Dorcia. That money goes to get the business up and running and pay Dorcia a salary. The profits from the store go to paying off the initial loan.
So ideally, what's going to happen is that your store, once you pay off that loan, all profitability comes right into your pocket.
That's Bryce. He runs Everytable's franchise program and is totally pulling off that pink jacket.
Yeah. Let's say hypothetically that you were able to clear $150,000 after you paid off that loan. That $150,000 would be yours. So a person like Dorcia, I see, is someone who could end up owning 2 or 3 stores.
I wonder if she gets paid while she has to get paid, right? And then whatever extra she makes is going towards paying off the store, I imagine.
Right.
Can we create a system where Dorcia herself can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and maybe millions of dollars and have a business worth multiple millions, send her kids to whatever school she wants to go to?
Homeless to a millionaire in a decade or so. With Everytable's growth curve, it actually seems doable.
Dorcia is just the first of what we think will be, thousands, if not tens of thousands of entrepreneurs.
What are some of those prices? Everytable cafe coffee, $2.45, or what would that be? 16 ounce? It's like a grande. $2.65. Cold brew, $3. Espresso drinks. What we got? Probably the mocha down there is $4. But Americano, just under $3. A latte, $3.65. I mean, super good for LA, no? So, that's pretty dang cheap. Be in LA and selling that low. I like that business model. I think that's cool. I think a lot of people could shop here.
Wait. Remember when we were talking about capital? Where is the capital coming from to get Dorcia that loan in the first place?
I know it sounds very strange, but that's what I do. I give money away.
That's Judy Belk. She's the CEO of the foundation that loaned Dorcia the money for the new store.
We're
That lady seems so happy.
sitting on a humongous amount of money, $1 billion in assets.
Foundations typically have a big pot of money called an endowment. Every year, they're required to give away 5% of that endowment to charitable causes.
But the question is, okay, what happens to the other 95%? And for the most part, it's invested in Wall Street and the market. At Cal Wellness and many other foundations are saying, I think we can do a little better with that. Why not use that capital to invest in the communities that we're supposed to serve?
Well, that would be different. Instead of investing in Wall Street, could foundations invest in people that haven't traditionally had access to capital? It's still an investment. They're not grants or gifts, but they're investing in people in a way that gives them a first step to building real wealth.
So we're expecting that we'll get a return on investment on those dollars that we can then plow back into providing additional loans to other programs and other social enterprises like Everytable.
And if you're thinking, foundations, how much money could they have? About $2 trillion. If foundations invested just 1% of their endowments to give capital to people like Dorcia, they could fund 80,000 of these loans. Imagine the impact of 80,000 hardworking people from poor communities, starting restaurants, salons, mechanic shops, clothing stores, whatever. Imagine the capital that generates, how that money gets passed down, how it affects their communities. And maybe it all starts with this little restaurant, right next to Danny Trejo's donut store.
I was gonna say, why did they show the donut store? Wait, I'm a little confused. So the investment is not coming from Everytable, which is different.
I worked very hard to get to this point in my life. I believe poor people just need some extra help I never ask for handouts. I don't want free this or free that. I just want to be able to have the same opportunities given to me and my children. It's not a dream, that's how I feel. It's real. I can touch it.
And this is the architect. David the architect is what?
Oh, beautiful.
This is what you see.
That's beautiful.
So do you have to sign up
We
to
could possibly be
one of
wealthy
these?
people someday. And that's something that I never really thought would happen to my family.
Come back next time for another episode of Hard Reset. Subscribe to FreeThink to watch our other original series and documentaries about technology and people that are changing our world.
I talked to someone today at work, and I was like, man, it sucks that we're like making a space
What
force.
if you didn't need to
when we-
kill a
when we
chicken to
don't
get
have,
the meat?
like,
Well, you
Sorry.
don't. Take a
when we haven't solved like starvation on the planet. The dude was like, yeah, we just need to get rid of politics. There's so many unironic people who are just anarchists now, who are also conservative Republicans. I just find it's like so funny because they've just like, they're not even like, oh yeah, government's good for, you know, the police and just kind of directing, having general order over society. Just like, no, politics, we need to get out. No politics, zero politics, then the world can start healing. You know what you're saying right now. I don't think you can just get rid of politics and then the world is just better. Like, you don't know what you're saying. Anyway, thought that was funny. Haha.
Many problems in the world feel impossible to solve. But for Adam Dole and the rest of the team at Not Impossible Labs, working on these kinds of problems is just another day at the office.
Not Impossible Labs is on a mission to change the world through technology and story.
Wait, have we
and
seen this?
Our entire obsession is with making the impossible not impossible and seeing the world through
Stop, that guy's
the
better
lens
than
of
me
what
than
is
skater.
absurd. The fact that the United States is not in famine. There's no lack of food in our country. And yet 50 million people in our country don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is a preventable problem in the United States. And so it's our duty and responsibility to dogpile on this problem and figure out a solution that can address it.
What if restaurants, instead of letting their excess food go to waste, were able to provide inexpensive meals for those in need? And for those who don't know where their next meal is coming from, what if a fresh, healthy meal was only a text message away?
Oh, I have seen this video. This is weird.
Hunger Not Impossible connects people who are food insecure with stigma-free access to nutritious meals. They've done this by developing a platform that's entirely text-based and is as simple as sending a text with the word hungry. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, they saw it as an opportunity to begin piloting their platform in Houston, Los Angeles, and 5 other cities across the United States.
So when we first prototyped it and we tested it, I was like, hold my breath. It was so beautiful to watch orders come in, get fulfilled, and I seriously almost started crying. You know, there's a lot of technology that's involved to make it seem really simple on the front end, and that's the goal, because we don't want people to have to download a mobile app. We want people to just to interact with their phones the way they already do, but use it in a way that addresses a major unmet need for them, which is not knowing where their next meal is coming from.
High-profile athletes Megan Rapinoe, Nneka Onwuka, and Alex Morgan are among many individuals who have stepped forward during COVID-19 to support fundraising efforts to launch the program. Hunger Not Impossible then worked with local organizations to identify those struggling with food insecurity to participate.
This program kind of gave me hope. So all through phone, you send a text every day, like when you're That's my daughter eating an ice cream. I'm sorry. So it texts hungry, and then it gives you like a list of nearby places. Like it's super nearby, like just like walking distance for me.
Dude, you should try this. You know, it said it's stigma free, you know? You can just be the guy who, you know, lives with his parents and sometimes just needs a meal. Just text hungry to this number and go to Chipotle.
Me, it makes it so much easier because sometimes, you know, we are low on food and it's really, really good. It's all healthy options. I think that's amazing. It's great.
Hunger Not Impossible offers users the ability to choose a prepared meal from familiar restaurants in their neighborhood, and they pick up their food alongside other phoned-in carry-out orders.
People who don't know where their next meal is coming from are now able to have a consistent meal that's not just convenient, but also nutritious. There's an opportunity to scale this and sustain it so that we can truly address food insecurity in a new way.
They already have plans to launch a new pilot in Portland and are currently taking requests on their website for additional cities to expand to next. So far, they've served over 8,000 meals and are on track to provide 1,500 meals per week.
We're excited to take this challenge on. This is definitely one of the more audacious absurdities that we've been tackling, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, share it with some friends. And check out freethink.com for more stories of people moving the world.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, did you learn something? Did we watch that? Did you watch that with me before?
I listened in admiration
I feel like...
and wanting to draw him out that he might go on.
Shut up, Socrates. Shut up, Socrates. Maybe we watched that video together before. Maybe we haven't. Kind of remember it. I thought they gave you want me to go back and figure out the company so that you can call them and text them that you're hungry so that you don't go hungry tomorrow and get some nice Chipotle. I will do that for you. Because I want you to be fed. I want everyone to be fed. That's what I'm saying. Somehow this company thinks it's scalable to give away free food. The other company thinks it's scalable to give loans to people to start their own businesses and make money for themselves. I mean, I guess it still helps the initial franchise owner or the corporation owner, but still, there's so much money to give away and to help people live their lives, get fed, and operate and participate in the economy. That's so, I don't know. We all know that's important, and it just doesn't happen at a level that is tangible enough for current capitalists to understand and grasp. We have, I don't know. We have to explain it to them. We have to give them ideas. So, I wonder what the best way to give capitalists ideas about how they should spend their money. Is it just tech dudes? I feel like they listen to tech dudes a lot. You know, if you have an app idea, they're like, "Oh, I'm listening. You're gonna make me a lot of money." If you're gonna make them money, right? Then you give them a proposal. But I think I could only make Amazon money at a certain point. Ooh, yeah, what if it was like Amazon, but oh, and I don't know if you know this. I don't know how many people know this, but if you go to smile.amazon.com, oh god, we're going to my cart. Oh, it's empty right now. That's fine. But basically, if you go to how it says Amazon Smile in the corner, it basically means that like a certain percentage of everything that I buy on Amazon, it's donated towards a what is it, nonprofit that I want to donate to. So I think mine is supporting, the Nature Conservancy. I've generated $17 as of this year. Wow, that's kind of cool. Already. Did I buy that much already? Who knows? But for the Nature Conservancy, that's cool. So all my purchases get something, funded out that way. So if you're not doing this with your Amazon account, I highly recommend always typing in smile.amazon.com. Being an option on the app. I mean, if I've made this much, I feel like it is connected to my. But anyway, that's a good idea. Also, if you don't know it, I'm yawning, sorry. Ecosia is a pretty sick, what would you call it? Web searcher. Basically, every like 60 searches that you do plants a tree. Kind of cool. Trees planted by Ecosia users is in the hundreds of millions now. So go search engine, thank you. Go participate in that if you can. Make it your web browser. Make it your search engine. And I guess that's it for my suggestions. Right? Is that it? I was talking about something, but I forgot. And I'm gonna change the scoreboard. Zor coming through. Those high scores. The Twitch frog. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cool. I need a haircut. I don't like what's happening here. Anyway. And then a little taste of, Drew's insecurity for the night to send you guys off. Sweet. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for stopping in for my short stream that actually turned into a very normal length stream. Considering that I had to turn the stream on 3 times because my computer shut off twice. So yeah, it's just another normal day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow at a certain point. I have most of the day off, but I'm back at work. I'm healthy. Don't give me that that sick frog.